On behalf of CCMT Archives, it's my great pleasure to have you here, Swamiji. We would like to know some of your experiences which you had with Puja Gurudev. And Swamiji, what attracted you towards Gurudev?
Well, my association goes back to the year 1972. In the course of our brahmachari course in Mumbai. The course actually got started in the month of September 1972, but Puja Gurudev came to the ashram a few months later, because he was on tour when he was abroad. And then, of course, he was a towering figure. We used to keep the distance. Our posting was to Kasaragod for a couple of years. It was 1975 to 1977. And in between, I used to correspond with the Gurudev, and we were in touch. And Gurudev used to give instructions from time to time. There was an interesting incident also.
Yes, Swamiji.
In 1976, Gurudev visited Kasaragod. So a few of the brahmacharis, or my guru bhais, we all came together at Kasaragod in connection with Puja Gurudev's visit. And there was a bhiksha one evening with our then secretary, Dr. Sripad Rao. And when the bhiksha was about to begin, we all sat on the floor in Kerala style, and Gurudev was also with us, sitting on the floor. And normally during house bhikshas, 15th chapter never used to be chanted. But in this case, one of the brahmacharis, maybe to impress Puja Gurudev or for whatever reason, he started chanting 15th chapter. But it so happened that none of us knew it by heart. So
After this is after the brahmachari course?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was maybe after a year or so, the memory was not very large. Every day we were not chanting it.
Yeah.
So disaster struck.
I forgot the 15th chapter.
And then he stared at us, each one of us. And then I told him, Swamiji, point is that after the course was over, we are in the field. So sometimes we take food in the hotel, like that. So no regular chanting was done. That's why we couldn't remember it properly.
Swamiji, were you able to tell that to Gurudev?
Yes, I was able to.
Yeah.
I did say.
Yeah.
I did say that to Gurudev. And then he didn't seem to be listening to me. He said, write 15th chapter 15 times. Okay. The next day Swamiji went away, and we reached brahmacharis. I asked him, how about imposition? Then they just brushed it aside. They said, no, Gurudev just bluffed and he didn't mean it. But then the words still echoed in my ears. Write 15 times. I couldn't reconcile myself to not doing it. So I sat and started writing. But with lot of resentment, with some anger, all this. But 15 times I did write, and Gurudev's next station was Palakkad. I sent the whole lot, the papers by registered post acknowledgement due.
Excellent.
And after a week, came back a reply. And reading that reply, once, twice, thrice, actually, I found myself literally crying. He said, he wrote in that letter, always obey your Guru's words. So, this really touched me so deeply, and I realized that he meant well for all of us.
During the ignas, Gurudev was very particular about certain things like books and Yajna Prasad flowers.
Yes.
This type of things he was very particular.
Yeah.
So, like Swamiji, did you get any instructions from Puja Gurudev that certain ignas should be organized in a particular way?
I was in Odisha in 1986. The yajna was organized on last day. It started pouring. Rains came down, cats and dogs. And I was so worried. And 6 o'clock, and I went into Gurudev's room. He was writing something. 6:30 yajna was to begin. I said, what to do? The pandal has gone haywire. It was almost an open. What to do? Gurudev coolly said, don't worry. This is not your making. If people come elsewhere, even if it's a smaller place, shift the venue. There was actually no good place. It was a township, National Aluminium Company, Nalco township. It was a small community hall, around 500 people, but it could accommodate around 200 people. But somehow they squeezed it, and they did take place. As usual, it went off. And Gurudev was unmoved with all this rain, shine, whatever it is. It is Jagadishwara's wish. If you are not to hold the yajna on the last day, you will not go. So that was from each of such responses and reactions from him. I used to take a message. This is how we have to shape our goal, real life. To achieve something, to attain a state of a mental balance, it is something extraordinary.
Being close with Gurudev, what are the unique qualities that you observed from Gurudev Swamiji?
One of the unique qualities was discipline and meticulously precise. He was about everything he was so. Even in small little things, he used to be very careful. And one instance is when I affixed a stamp on a cover. The stamp, there was picture of Gandhi. That I pasted it, affixed it upside down. So he was annoyed. He said, very affectionately he said, this is not how you should affix the stamp. Take it off and keep it straight.
So what was the vision behind Gurudev encouraging these cultural activities?
He always encouraged cultural activities. The reason is that he had a clear vision how the personality of a man can be bloomed to its full stature. He realized it is not enough to have our brain or intellect alone developed. Along with the brain, along with the intellect, the heart also should expand. And the cultural activities would go a long way in helping the expansion of the heart. So only when, in Gurudev's own words, only when there is a harmonious and healthy development, a balanced development of both head and heart, that the personality expands and it blooms. So the Chinmaya doesn't organize programs for entertainment. It organizes programs like dance. They call it not just dance performance, but lecture cum demonstrations, lectures.
Oh, lectures.
Lectures. Okay. So that the students who witness a particular performance, so that student is made to think, what is this? What is the uniqueness of this particular art form? How is it related to one's own development? How does it help man improve his growth, personality growth and development?
It has a great vision.
It has. Yes.
How to promote it to the future generations.
Yes. The art form, even as you are watching, your mind quietens.
The other day I experienced it so much.
Yes.
I really experienced it.
You enjoy it. Yeah. Even that enjoyment, it is not an ordinary Vishayanand.
Definitely true.
It's not like, the pleasure that you get while chewing a gum or ice cream.
Yeah, that is right.
It's not that kind of happiness. It's a kind of Brahmic joy.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah.
It hits some chord in us and it unfolds the joy and the bliss that is already inside. Okay. The art form can invoke that kind of feeling in you. So Gurudev had this vision. That's why he wrote in 1992. Okay. He wrote to one of the devotees that the Chinmaya program should be organized in all our schools and colleges.
Swamiji, being the head of Kerala, what are the things that you started implementing basing on his vision?
All that we have been doing is carrying on the missionary work that he has entrusted to us, in the manner in which he wanted it to be done by us. And of course, his illustrious successor, Swami Viviktananda, he keeps guiding us, and his instructions now we carry out throughout the state. And now the centenary celebrations, already the die is cast, and Kerala will be the launching pad.
Oh, yeah, because Gurudev is born here.
Yes. Yeah. So from Ernakulam, the year-long celebrations will be launched on May 8, 2015, and will go on for a year.
In one word, what is Gurudev in your life? What is and was both?
I should say, he was a master unparalleled, and for us, he is an inexhaustible source of energy and enthusiasm.
That is very true, Swamiji. That is very true.
So it's the inspiration we draw from him that keeps us going on and on and on.
Yeah.
We are forging ahead. All with his blessings.